Hey, welcome back to You Are Soaring. This is Lori, and I'm doing a solo video today to talk to you a bit about why SOAR, like why self-awareness, and where did that come from for us. So glad you tuned in, so glad that you're here, and we just want to take you a bit on a journey of what it means. What does it mean to soar? Where does that even come from? So imagine yourself really being aware of what lights you up, what you enjoy, what drives you, what makes you smile. Just imagine knowing that and having the confidence and having that information. And imagine a life that you led or were leading that was driven by priority of what you enjoy and making yourself overall a priority. So I'm going to tell you a story a bit about my mom. And so where SOAR comes from is really about my mom and what I observed in her life and some of the activities and things that she went through that I observed. She passed away early. To me, it was early. She was 64. And the way that she lived, or the woman that she was somebody who was very focused on not disappointing her parents. She did what people wanted her to do. She was raised as a pastor's child or a PK's kid, or whatever you want to call it. And she, for her whole life, even into adulthood, even into her marriage, would not, or was very careful not to disappoint my grandparents, which caused turmoil in my mom and dad's relationship. I saw it, and as I get older, I understand what was happening, and I understand the different issues there, and her choices and prioritization, and where that left her and my dad. And she was really living in fear of disappointing her parents. And with that, she also did whatever she thought a wife would do and how she could just show up for my dad. And that wasn't really in the traditional way of like laundry and take care of the kids and the PTA and be this great wife. It was more about working his business with him, and she also just did what he needed to do, or kind of blended into my dad too and what he had. And she didn't really ever explore her own identity or what she wanted or what lit her up, or she just never really claimed who she was in her life. And I just saw that. I saw that that life drove her versus she drove her life. And I don't know if this resonates with anybody, but because her life was driven by, life was driving her, she wasn't driving it. She didn't take time to invest in herself or create her own identity or really dig into self-awareness and what lights her up. And because of that, she ended up in a 14-year adulterous relationship with one of my dad's employees. And I really, really believe she didn't understand her needs and the friction she felt. She didn't know how to explore, and then also how to verbalize how I feel and what I need. And so we'll get into a bit about why SOAR and why we're here, but this is a bit of the backstory because I remember her coming out and telling our family and telling my dad about this infidelity 1 month before I got married at 19 years old. And I was so young that I don't think I understood what impact that might have had on me until way later in life, just really digging into it. I had a couple conversations with her. She chose to stay with my dad. I said, I forgive you, and we moved on. However, her choices and me seeing her inability to identify who she is, to be self-aware, to communicate her needs, and just to be a strong individual while married, while being a daughter, it just never happened. So again, this was all came out a month before I walked down the aisle, and it was really hard. I look at the impact that her decisions had. They had them on my parents, my grandparents, my sister, my daughter. Like, it just is such a ripple effect of not being aware, and therefore certain things are happening. It's not even just not being aware, it's then making the choices once you have the knowledge of awareness. And so I'm a lot like my mom. So she was fun. I like to say I'm fun. I'm silly. I can be very serious, but I like to be silly too. And I really am connected deeply to the people that are in my life. I love them deeply, and I think that she did too. But unlike my mom, I am learning to take control. Over the last, it's probably, I would say 8 years more so, of who I am, my emotions, my identity, what matters to me. And so she didn't take control of this. She let life run her. And my caution to anybody is, don't let life run you. Be aware, be intentional, understand yourself, learn to communicate, get the support that you need so that you understand your needs and you can share them with the people that you love the most and they can support you. So again, I am committed to myself, not letting life run me, but I will direct my life in accordance with God's will. That's what I believe. And I want the life I live to be uniquely mine. And again, honoring God and what I do. And the value that I have is really, I know that, I see that. And so I want to be different than generational issues and things that have happened in family. And I think that there's probably a lot of people who could say, yeah, I want to break free from my family's curses or generational issues, decisions that you want to break, and you can. So I'm here to say that you can. And now I'm going to just, share a little bit about why SOAR. So SOAR is really self-awareness, ownership, action, and resilience. And so as we were going through some of the hardest times, so me being impacted by my mom's choices, things I didn't decide, they had a ripple effect in me as an adult, watching my parents go through such turmoil. And she got very, very sick mentally, and so did my dad actually at the same time, and that's probably for another day. But that was around 2000, and it's been years of when they started really getting very sick. But it hit really in 2016 where we were called by Adult Protective Services and the police that they were going to come take my dad and put him in an institution because he wasn't caring for my mom and she was dying in an upstairs bedroom, very unwell and uncared for, both mentally disabled. Anyway, so when that happened in 2016, I had to identify ways to soar, and that didn't look like I'm happy and smiling and life is great and I'm on this high, and it looked like there is joy to be found in the middle of the hardest times. That means choosing to walk one day at a time and just finding some peace, finding gratitude in the hardest days is what SOAR is. Again, it's not just super fly high. It is life is hard. When it's hard, be self-aware, understand your emotions, build up your toolkit, your internal toolkit, so that you can live, a fuller, healthy life, mentally healthy, and then the people around you are impacted. That's the benefit, everybody. Like, you take care of you, and the benefit is to those you love and those you come in contact with, and your ability to inspire, encourage, support, and help others. So that's SOAR. That's what we are, and we really believe it takes intentionality to be self-aware. It's not easy to stop and understand your emotions and dig into why you're feeling what you're feeling and what's coming up and what choices do you have. All of that is hard, but I think, which hard do you choose? There's hard all over. And again, I think you have to choose the hard you want. Which one do you want to go with? Because nothing truly is easy, and you are worth the investment. We really believe that here. And you'll hear Anna and I, and if you don't know, Anna's my daughter, talk about self-awareness and the tools you can use your emotions, how to regulate them, how to understand them. And we're really here. Our mission is that you are self-aware, you understand your value, you understand your strengths and self-worth, and you also understand your blind spots and your weaknesses so that you know how to navigate life. You know the support that you need. You know the issues that might come up. It's all awareness, friend. And so that is what we are about. And really, it just all stemmed from observing somebody I love be lost. And we don't have to be. We really don't have to be. And we're here to share that with you and to tell you that. And I encourage you to create your own roadmap that allows you to live life to the fullest and to have a life that you deserve, and it's authentically beautiful and it's authentically yours. And that's my message today. It's kind of an emotional one for me to share, but that's where SOAR comes from. And we just encourage you. And if you like our videos, you like our content, this is the commercial, please like, please subscribe, please tell your friends. We are on a mission to help people grow to their best versions of themselves. And we believe in you. And if we can support you in any way, reach out. We are here for you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for allowing me to share the story of where SOAR comes from. All right, love you all.